Omusajja yenna buli lw'ofeelinga comfortable nga tolina kikugoba, you become stupid.
Look at this child or this student who has been in markets for 3 months or 2 months, maybe having training. They are being taught how money is made.
Starting a child into trading as early as possible because they have, like, their brains are still growing.
I remember back then when my father took me to a construction site to do some work because he's an engineer. He told me, the money you make there, whatever you buy out of it is not mine to look into. So I was going to senior one. I bought my first towel. And I think I dropped that towel when I was in second year at campus. But whenever I looked at that towel, I was like, this was my first.
Remember the lot.
When you go back to class, it can be hard for you to concentrate. Because even me, let me give an example. When I was starting, the person who taught me, she made a comment and it has remained with me to this day. She said, if you learn this thing, will you go back to school?
Someone told me that saying I rich is better than saying I'm poor.
Welcome to BrokeFi Africa. As always, my name is Kamukama Julius. This is another podcast, amazing one, where I'm hosting amazing traders who have been into the market for so long. And then it's a certain period that we're getting into, that is holidays for students. As students are breaking off for their holidays, they're getting back to their homes. Their parents are waiting for them. And guess what? We have seen a number of teenagers, moreover university students, getting into markets. Now, this is raising a lot of questions, important questions. How will it be concerning their financial literacy, career choices, and role parents in guiding this new generation of traders? Today, I'm having Mr. Chongbashiu, Scott, and Angel to take us through this journey. And I just want to start with an open question to you people. As these students are getting back to their homes, do you think it is important for their parents to guide them into Forex trading? But before you go to that, before you answer that questions, our viewers would really want to know you and hear from you, especially the new faces into the cameras.
Right. Well, my name is Jim Scott Tumuine, and I'm a trader with an experience of 10 years now. Well, regarding the idea or question you put through, I would think very much that parents really need to do guidance, but it's quite impossible for them to guide where they don't actually, or they are not active players. Either is to seek advice from people who are already in the industry on how their children could approach such a venture. Because I believe this is more like an event they have to undertake. Yes, for the children in school, we are not taught about money. Yet we come into the money economy and we are not well prepared to take on the challenges that we find in the money economy. We are finding jobs, we are hunting for jobs left and right. We don't know how to manage money. But the parents, I believe, have a big role in looking for who has that capacities also of financial literacy that could help the children, guide them into how to manage funds in this risky environment.
Thank you so much, Mr. Scott. And now going back to Angel. Angel, do you think parents should introduce their children to Forex trading?
Okay. Hi viewers, my name is Angel Florence, but I go as Lady Pips in the Forex community. I have been trading for 3 years and I'm happy to be here with BrokeFi today.
Welcome. So much.
So to answer that question, I think parents should absolutely introduce their children to Forex trading, especially the vacists, those that are in their vac.
Okay.
Because you're done with books and you have that time, to rest. And a lot of people use vac just to party, to do what?
TV.
Watch movies and all that. Yet you could bring your child to study. You can invest in a mentor and take them to learn a money-making skill.
Okay.
But I think as parents are also introducing their children to this thing, they should introduce it to them as a skill and not a replacement of school or a get-rich-quick scheme. Because you see that there are so many people nowadays who they are dropping out and they are branching off and
to
yeah,
Forex trading.
and they are, saying it's the way it is. But again, that is also almost like putting all your eggs in one basket, because this thing is not for everyone. You can drop out and you're like, this thing has to work, what? Then you find down the road, 5-6 years, you've dropped out,
Have no skill,
no degree, no skill, and you're still losing money.
You're still losing money.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Angel, for what you think about the vacists who are going back to their homes. Now, Mr. Bashir, do you think parents should introduce their children to Forex trading?
Actually,
During their
that's
vacation.
great, our viewers. All welcome back, and welcome our new panelist, Mr. Scott and Lady Pips. Yeah. First of all, for me, I look at our education system, because when you're putting education as a broader perspective, it is different. When you're in UK and those developed countries, I think education makes sense. But when you're in a country where we have high literacy rates versus the unemployment rates, then for me, I don't believe in our education system. Not in education. Education is okay, but the system of learning and cramming, for me, I don't believe it is the right way or the right way to go. If from the start, for me, even my father, I told him, after doing my university and going higher as one of the oldest sons, I saw the chances of me getting a job in this education system was low. And I could look at my siblings, those who are following me, like if they come with what the father or the family had spent on my education, sorry to go around, but I'm trying to give the perspective.
It's fine.
Yeah, so I saw that my father could run broke before achieving what he could. You understand? On how the education was getting more expensive every year of me going from HSC, then going to university. Then I saw it was difficult. So I told him, instead of taking this after maybe S4, you take them to vacation or getting a certificate. In that, those 2 years of HSC, someone has a skill. By that time,
you mean high education?
High education, S5 and S6. Instead of going, this is what I would advise any parent. If you know your child is not as bright, that after HSC, after S6 will get university by government, you have to pay. If you don't have that much to pay for university, for me, I don't believe in S6, HSC. When your child reaches S4, get a specific skill or whatever you think your child is good at. If you want to be an engineer, you take a course, a certificate into electrical, mechanical, whatever. There are certificates in that. And then the child goes to upgrade. At least you know that I can do this. Even if he stops at a certificate, he has a skill to start from. Now, if you can, I think trading is an option. Although trading is two-way. First of all, it needs the mental resilience. I believe a child of S5 might not have that mental resilience, might have the passion and needs passion too. To understand, to have that push. I can lose money. To understand the concepts is okay. But it also I don't know how I can put it. I'm not against the skill. It's okay to bring a child to teach him trading, but I don't think it is like in 1 year, he'll get it all in 2 years, but to have that skill so that in the future can help him as an option. Yeah. But I think trading also can substitute the whatever other courses you can do. Yeah.
Now that brings a question to my mind. So if you people believe that it's really good for the parents to introduce their children to Forex trading or to markets, what age do you think that is very good or right for a young person to be introduced into markets?
The earlier, the better.
Growth is unbelievable age. Yeah.
There is no proper approach. There is no proper approach to age. The younger you are, with less problems, the easier it is, and the brain is active. If it turns into a habit, looking into the charts, knowing that when I approach this chart like this, I can get this and buy this. I remember back then when my father took me to a construction site to do some work because he's an engineer. He told me, the money you make there, whatever you buy out of it is not mine to look into. So I was going to senior one. I bought my first towel, a bathing towel. And I think I looked at that towel when I was in second year at campus. But whenever I looked at that towel, I was like, this was my first.
Remembered a lot.
My first engagement in a working environment. So I would think at any age, a child can learn, okay? And it's easier if they come from down with that skill, knowing that money is earned, okay? Money is earned, then something you have to do to earn it. It's not always that you have to be on the receiving end, begging. That's why you hear a lot of children we have, they are from very good performing schools. And when they come into the money economy, they are always begging that. So, mom, I need this. I don't have upkeep.
Sure.
They call a friend, could you please borrow me this? But if they were introduced to an activity that can generate them money, they would ask for capital, not money to spend. I would say, I need a startup. I need a hands-on startup. Dad, could you help me on this? Mom or a brother is her friend. I need a startup capital to do something with this, because I'm not interested in the money. I'm interested in what the money will do for me that can generate me profit and I return it. So if you prepare your child earlier on, you're preparing their future. You're giving them a future. You're handing them a future that you don't need to work hard until your late age to leave them as heritage or inheritance. I would think so.
Yeah.
Okay.
And there's like no standard age. Me, I believe there's no standard age.
For someone to start.
Because I have even seen on TikTok, I was seeing the previous day, there's a lady who homeschools her children and they are around 8-9 years. And as she's homeschooling, she's teaching them about finances. On top of that, they are trading, but the stock markets. And as young as 8-9, of course, maybe you won't be old enough to open your own accounts. There you need your parents. Yeah. But you can learn that.
But these kids are very smart.
I know. I think every parent needs a financial advisor in their family.
True.
Just like you would say, I need a doctor in the family. I need a lawyer. Just to prepare yourself in case you have issues with the law. Understanding the law, you need someone who understands finances and how the financial system works
To guide you.
Okay. I've seen many people, you give them cash, you give them a note of $1 and tell them, you go to the Forex Bureau and exchange. And when they tell them to negotiate, they do the wrong thing. We discussed it sometime before here. They be negotiating by increasing the buying rate, the buying value. And that is expanding the profits for the Forex Bureau. Because of financial illiteracy, they don't know that they are doing mistakes in the financial sector. So it's very good to educate your children at a lower age to engage in the financial system. Forex trading is not just candles. It's understanding the financial system. It's not only about making money, because when you want to make money, you of course need to understand. You don't buy a car and you don't know which kind of a mechanic has to service your vehicle.
Sure.
You get it? So you need to get involved. So if you are going to involve your children tomorrow in the financial sector, you need to find where they can be educated about the financial system. And that could be the best ground for that would be Forex trading.
And for the parent who is watching you right now, you're saying that, where do you think they can go for that?
Well, there are many people. We have half-baked mentors and we have full-baked mentors. So wherever you land, it's not a problem. As long as they because always, even if it is in marriage, if you're married, let me say, is your partner your first cut?
My first cut. What do you mean?
Do you have an ex?
Asking me that question here.
That's what we are trying to say. What we are that you will meet the wrong people along the way until you meet the right one. But if you meet the right one immediately, then you bless. It was simple. Yeah, someone just said the statement here. Mr. Bashir was giving us a story that he showed someone very close to him how things are done.
Mm-hmm.
But she went to the wrong things. And she started blaming him, not telling her about the wrong things.
But I told him
now he started with the right thing. You get it? So it's normal. Whichever way you take, as long as there's the zeal to make money, you will come to the right thing.
Okay. Now, at that point of having the zeal of making money, let's look at the money mind consequences and education. Look at this child or this student who has been in markets for 3 months or 2 months, maybe having training. They are being taught how money is made. And actually, maybe some of them, based on their mentors, based on their trainers, they have given them strategies of how they approach the markets. Now, they have tested how to make money. January or February, they go back to school. How do you think this child or this person is going to concentrate in class when they have learned how to make money? They already know where to get what they are struggling for. How are they going to handle that kind of situation in their classrooms or at school?
Surely, Mr. US, for someone to go, like, first of all, the education, why starting a child into trading as early as possible? Because they have, like, their brains are still growing. They can handle so much at a time. And they go by instructions. You understand? They can know maybe, now let me do this at a time. And I believe they can. So when they are in class, they know I'm in class. Although some will branch off. But someone told me that saying I rich is better than saying I'm poor. A good English when you're poor is, bad English when you're rich is better than good English when you're poor.
True.
So I rich is better than I am poor. So regarded.
Wait.
Yeah.
I rich.
Is
better than
I am poor. So it doesn't matter. Because why we go to school, it could be we want to grow, we want to keep these children into school so that they can develop, but also to have a better future. If I'm offering an option for you to have a better future, then why don't you go by that? Why would I subject my child to torture into mathematics, physics, chemistry, which he doesn't, history, which he will not even use, and there is something which he can apply practically, make him better. Let me tell you, trading, as he has said, it's not about making money only, but trading molds you into someone different into the world.
But Bashir,
yes,
let me cut you short. It's okay. Let us cut the illusion. Okay? Let us be honest. Whether you come from a priestly family, a residential family, when you come into real life, okay, you need to understand the money. Okay? So there is no thing of giving someone a hibernation of 16 years. Okay? learning about skill sets and you don't teach them about money. Okay? So as early as introduced to money, that will be a challenge you have to face. Teach them about money and teach them that there is time for everything. Okay? Time for money, time for school, time for playing, time for this.
Very
Give them,
important.
it's very important.
It's a very important
Then
point.
Then I would think there is also the other part, teaching them about money and teaching them how to manage it. Okay? Because you may give them money and all they know is spending it. But do they know how to reinvest it?
And maybe reinvest it.
How to save it? Okay? That is also another roller coaster. It has its ups and downs. But I would believe that illusioning yourself that you're saving this child from money when they are going to come into the money market, okay? You're going to face a problem that you have children who understand how to spend money. And you, a parent, in your old age, you need their support, but they know how to spend it. They don't know how to save it to give it to you.
True. When you need it.
Yes. They didn't know how to to play with this money, manipulate it to make profits with it or expand what they have. Because you wanted them to learn the hard way. You're in the University of Hard Knocks. You come in the University of Hard Knocks, here there is a girlfriend who needs cash. There is a landlord who needs money at a very high speed. But even if you give this child or this gentleman 1 million, he doesn't know what to do with that 1 million, apart from spending it and solving the problems around them. So you did not prepare them enough. So why would you wake up tomorrow and blame them in your old age if you are taking care of them, but they can't take care of you in your old age? So I would believe that it's important for you to give them a leeway to understand these things. Just be a monitor. Monitor what they're doing and how information is being dispersed to them.
Mr. JS, okay.
And these are things that they are not taught in school.
Yeah.
So if we don't teach them to our children, parents out there, then, you know, they'll end up, like you said, going into the hall and they don't even know how to
I've seen,
budget.
by the way, like that gentleman I told you about. After giving me all the 20 kids I taught how to trade,
Yes.
he put a rule. I'm going to give you 1 million, a rule.
Okay.
I'm going to give you 1 million each of you and a laptop
The children
to trade and look into the financial markets.
Okay.
But only when you're in holidays.
Not when you are at
When
school.
it is time for school, no one touches the computer. Only when you come out school should we engage in what? And it became a tradition, I think.
Okay.
If they maintained that, I have not been following, but I believe that was a best way to guide the children, that when it's school, you concentrate on school. After school, spend your time on this. The money you make when you're in the holiday, I'll top up for your shopping when going back to school. At least they know at the end of the day there is a catch. You know these police dogs, how they sniff. It's not that they are looking for the scent of the thief. They're interested in the thief, no. They are interested that the trainer showed them that whenever you follow the scent and you find the source, I give you a reward.
Oh, so they're working for the reward.
Yes, they are working for a reward. So if you can teach your children to work for a reward, look at the end result. Only when in this time you're in a holiday could you look into this. Whatever you make with this, consult with your mentor, do the right thing, I'll top up and give you this.
Mr. JS, a moment she was saying something about like parents teaching our children, as he has said. Like you find a parent is having maybe a shop in an arcade, a very big shop, and during the holidays leaves a child at home on TVs, films, and whatever. She wakes up or he wakes up and goes to the shop. After university, then brings that same child to the shop, and the child stays in the shop while sleeping on TikTok and the social media because it's not used. We see so many parents like that. You imagine if a parent, you're doing something, you're in a shop and you train that child from the holidays, that in the holiday, you're going to help us. Even parking, You serve the customer. You say you send this to so and so. Go to someone and pick that money. You're training them. They are exposed to money. They are exposed to the money economy. It is the same if you're doing a trading. I'm not saying that trading is the best, but it is another alternative. Another alternative for that child, in that you're showing him. And for me, I believe if you want to be in the money economy, other than these businesses, I think trading, the way you believe, the way you think when you're trading. For me, I'm thinking of Trump, I'm thinking of John Paul. The dollar, how is the
Your
dollar?
eyes are now out of Uganda.
Out of Uganda.
your main region.
Yeah. What is Trump saying? People were saying the dollar is going to $2,000. I told them this is just temporary. You can't tell me that within, let me not go into that. But the way you think while doing Forex trading is different, the way you approach the market. So it builds you into that knowledge of understanding the world. Yeah, that's what
another thing is once you get that knowledge of Forex and you see what it can do for you, especially as a student, when you go back to class, it can be hard for you to concentrate.
True.
Because even me, let me give an example. When I was starting, the person who taught me, she made a comment and it has remained with me to this day. She said, if you learn this thing, will you go back to school? Because imagine if you're to weather both of
Did you start it while studying?
Yes. I started trading when I was 17.
17.
As I was going to make 18. So I had to
That was which level?
balance. By that time, I was in S4, S5. Yes.
So did you get any effect?
Yes, I did. But thankfully, I was able to finish. But it kind of affects you in that, trading can give me more money than if I'm to go to school, get a degree, and get a job. And all this while your parents are investing in money into your education. And the unemployment rate in Uganda is very high.
Yes.
So they have invested all this money for you to just get that degree and sit at home. There are so many people that have degrees and they are just sitting at home. Yet, had you focused mainly on trading and polished up the skill, you find that you're making more money than someone who has gone through all this education, is, educated. And
now using as an example of this very question that you're talking about, did it affect you in terms of performance in class?
It did. For me, I just thank God I was homeschooled. So I had, the teacher could emphasize points for me because I was only one student, right? So understanding concepts, it's now me who has to get them. So I had all that attention. So my performance was not very bad, but it also helped me in that, I had time for studies. After studies, I can go and do Forex.
Okay.
So
after balancing,
after balancing, I could go for Forex like that.
That's very
But
important.
now that's not the case for a child who is maybe in a day school or even in a boarding school, because you're at school, your mind will be at home thinking, I'm here at school, I'm going to end up,
That is better. Given that, the world is changing at a very high rate. Yes, at a very high speed. Remember, an idle mind inside the workshop. Now, you'll find that most of our kids are on TikTok.
Very much.
Looking at people with nyash, looking at people with the bumless, dancing around. And there's a lot of information you can't protect on the internet. And believe me, now every youngster or every junior child is looking for a way to have access to a smartphone. True. Okay. Now, remember, these gadgets can either make you or break you. Okay. So, I believe parents will understand one thing, that either way, kids are going to be on TikTok or they will end up on a porn, because you have seen people who are saying that tutunda something. You get my point? Now, abana bagenda kononeka.
They'll be watching.
Yes.
Yeah.
But if you give them something exciting with a reward at the end,
yes,
okay, could you concentrate on Forex? At least give them a challenge, because I want you to study Forex. If you master it, I'll give you starting capital. Now, this kid will say, what is all about Forex? Let me go study about it. Now, you've triggered him with something that he has to go dig information into. Instead of wasting time with all nudities and all dancing on TikTok,
Dance challenge.
YouTube, or Cocomelon. Yeah?
Those know that.
You know that. I'm seeing people, kids, okay? They look for cartoon networks. Cocomelon is a cartoon network. So instead of wasting time with that, at least you've given them a challenge that, okay, if you do this, I'll do this for you. Okay. And they will go into that, oh, people make money here. So now comes another stage. There are strategies, candlestick Bibles, all this is
They has a lot to
the phase. Yeah, they have to go through all these, fall down, rise, fall down. Now, this prepares a child, preparing them mentally for the money markets, for the future, get involved into the money economy. That, okay, waliwo okusubula, waliwo okutunda. You get it. If I make this money, can I reinvest and open a shop? How do I manage a shop? Can I concurrently manage the Forex trading and another business from the profits I make from Forex trading? Because you are teaching this child to multitask. Or you have to maintain education in school and also the other skill. Because even in school, I encourage children to do co-curriculum activities like sports and do this. So a child
now started bringing in projects.
Now, singing classes, piano, music. I once was enrolled as a teacher for music in a school where I had to teach kids piano outside the curriculum. So I listen to I'm a pianist. Yes, I do. I play everything: jazz band, brush band, accordion.
Please don't
go ahead. Now, I don't want to now. Now, why I'm giving you this is I was in a school that prepared us and put all clubs, okay, with all the games. So I can play basketball, I can play football, I can play all these things. Am I clear? But when it came to me joining the job market, I had to test which one works. Wherever I failed, I left. I tried this, I tried the other one, I gambled it out and realized all of them I could make money from music, from sports. But the one that paid the most was Forex trading. Okay, all the monies I could get from the other jobs
from Forex trading
could only sustain me, not me with a family I would want to build or a home. So it's opening a leeway for this child. Okay.
Sure, Mr. US, for a moment, let me give you an example, personal experience that before, my boy, you can leave a phone there and your child just gets it. You find within 30 minutes has uploaded like 30 games. I don't know where they get them. Then I introduced him to chess board, and then Forex trading. So then I started finding that whenever I could go, like whenever he could get my phone, I find that he was watching chess lessons, how to play chess or what is trading, something like that. And then you could find him on the TV watching those videos. Previous was, for me, even I didn't know. You find Korean things on the TV.
How old is your boy?
He's now 9 years. So I just found that let me introduce him to this, because he was so much like he knows everything on the phone. When you give him the phone, you don't know what he knows. So I saw that let me just teach him this, because I thought that he was too young.
It is not teaching as a parent, you interest.
Yeah, that was
Impress the child. You need to pick up a habit. Is that I can't force this child to do this. I remember my dad wanted me to do artwork. He's an architecture engineer. So he would bring me an art book and a pencil, and he leaves it there. He would find me drawing stuff. Then he bring crayons. Then he realized I would play with the guitar. I go in his bedroom, I play guitar. Then he was like, can I give you a piano? You go and find a way to learn it. So it's just interesting, the child, like he says.
Okay, so whatever you decide with your children, please make sure that you set boundaries. Let them understand it is time for school and time for other business. So this now takes me to another question, again about Forex traders. We have seen high-profile stories like that of Chase in South Africa and the V-Dollar of Uganda here, we know him, dropping out of school, joining markets, Forex markets. Why do you think that young children or young people are becoming so much attractive to Forex trading?
First of all, now that the exposure is there, people, first of all, they are seeing the lifestyle. You know, whatever you see on social media, like Forex traders are flexing money, like cars, wherever, life. So they think that, okay, if I drop out, maybe I can't get this into the university normal route. I believe social media has contributed so much on that exposure to trading, either positively or negatively. Positively, that now it is interesting, as he has said,
Yes.
So many young people, because instead of seeing challenges, for me, I find it, I wasn't on TikTok until recently, because I was on when it had just come, but I found that whatever was there, I couldn't handle. I couldn't handle singing challenges, dancing challenges, whatever challenge. So I knew it wasn't my thing. But you see that now there are so many things that you can find there. And if someone can fall onto a video of V-Dollar of, for example, right now in Uganda, of whatever, I've seen there's a guy called Super Trades. He has a child, a P7 Vakis, has just started her training. Now you imagine, someone in S4 VAC seeing that video, he will get interest into Forex trading, other than seeing a TikTok dancing challenge and then go into it, which he cannot do. So I think also that has increased. And I believe it is positive in that way, other than going, as he has said, into different other things, because as the world is changing, the control into social media is very, very limited.
There is also that desire of being successful. Why do we study?
To be successful.
Why do we study?
Yes.
A lot of people say that they study for able to get jobs.
To get jobs. Study Forex. Don't we study Forex?
We do.
We do study Forex. Now, it's like this, I would say. Increasing numbers of youngsters coming into the Forex market and dropping out of school is in the other way around of finding for a solution to their problems. The economy, the economy we are in Africa, okay? We have this mindset that only the educated become successful.
That's a problem.
And let me give you an example. In Kampala, the richest guys are not educated.
Not in
employing. No. I'm giving an example.
In Kampala.
In Kampala. Yeah. The guys who are loaded are not the guys who have all the books. Look at the Bakwagalana family.
Are they not educated?
Kwagalana. All of them, when you look at their history, they did not first acquire degrees and PhDs to become rich. No. But they make sure that their children go to school. You get my point? To follow the same system that failed them, okay? But the system that worked for them, they were not educated, all right? So I believe it's not all about who gets the degree and then becomes successful. Yes, there are many avenues where people can make money, even in their professions, as doctors, engineers, and so on and so forth. But I will give you an example. I've mentored doctors, I've mentored engineers, I've mentored lecturers at MOOCs.
They are doctors, they are engineers,
very
and
good.
Are coming for mentorship.
To me.
Okay.
How many agrees, doctor?
With the lecturer from MOOC
now
coming to me for mentorship about finances. Now, I'm going to give you an example, but maybe a reference, I believe when you look at the economy, okay, it pushes us into avenues of investment that we actually wouldn't have wanted to do. Okay, I've seen a border guy with a government sponsorship with the first class degree from Makerere driving a border, and he's telling you he doesn't find a job that can pay him money that best suits his expenditure. Now, everyone who settles for a job have not mastered the money discipline. Okay? I fired my boss, like I told you before, because I realized, okay, my expenditures, requirement expenditures, okay, the payment I'm receiving as salary cannot actually sustain me. I will always have a rat race of running into debts. Okay? I don't need to be educated. Now, being educated, as people take it, is going through the normal qualifications of our institutions. Like he said, the system doesn't work properly. So it's either I branch off and find what something to study specifically, like most European countries, they only, if you want to be an engineer, why take you to a public school where they teach about history? Sure. Go study about mechanics.
Yes.
Okay? That's why most youngsters you find who are successful have either branched off to vocational schools where they study hands-on. Okay? Teach me how to repair a motorcycle engine. I go to the market and repair those engines.
And then
okay? They will advance from that engine to another one, to another one, to another one until they come to a car and then a truck. And later on, the skills,
skill base.
So these youngsters are dropping out of schools because problems don't come only to the uneducated. It comes for all of us. Educated or not educated. Okay? You're telling me about achieving a degree. You have a master's, you can't even afford to pay my school fees as a parent. So you want me to follow the same path. Okay?
Why should I?
Why should I? If you have the financial muscle, that financial muscle of a parent is shielding me from seeing the reality.
Yeah.
That even if you make me go and get a degree, I'm going to be employed and earn 700,000, get a house of 500,000 as rent. I have a balance of 200. What will that degree help me with 200,000? I'll still board a taxi with the uneducated. You get it? Even if I get a car on a loan, I can't service it or I can't maintain it as uneducated. I'll still go to the uneducated to service my vehicle. So I believe it's not about the procedure. The economy, yes, is participating towards our dropout and entering into the Forex market. But if the Forex market is also an educational system that I'm getting educated to get the knowledge and the skill of how to interact with other traders in the money economy, is preparing me to come to and negotiate financially.
Sure.
Okay? This Bashir, you need my services. I'm worth 1 million Uganda shillings. And you begin negotiating from 200, I'll say, sir, I put in my time. You get it? I've taken time to educate myself or this child about the markets. Back then, I used to earn 300,000. But now, each job I get is either 1M and above. I stepped up that standard. That standard, I would never have gotten it in the normal education system of Uganda. You right? So because there, I will have to get a boss who give him my papers, decide for me what money they want to pay me. But here, I determine what I want to be paid.
Now, Mr. Scott,
yes,
we have got African setting. I mean, in terms of culture, we were raised to bow down and listen to our parents. For the teenager who is watching us right now, he's being advised by the parents, please, you have to follow this process, A, B, C, D, up to Z. Which proper way should they use for them to show their parent that, please, well, you need us to do this, but this is better. We should do this instead of the other one. Which won't come with making their parents think that maybe they are just respecting them. We don't want these children to look as if they are respecting their parents. Disrespecting their parents. But we need them to make their parents understand that we should not follow this because it didn't work for you. Why should I follow something that didn't work for you? Maybe I should go for this. Which better way should they present it to their parents?
First of all, I think it is exposure. I think she started as a student. Did you do it solo or the parents were aware as you, a student?
My parents were aware, but I of course started with the books.
Now, like
began to balance
getting into Forex trading, who introduced you? Was it you yourself or the parents or a friend?
No, funny enough, it is my mother who introduced me into Forex. And so she was aware of it and we'd even do it together. This is why we say, parents, it's good to introduce your children to these financial things because they are not taught in school.
Interest.
Let me tell you how I've taught a number of like people or children, let me say, when their parents have introduced them to me. And it is very easy that way. But the other way around, it is very difficult. First of all, most of the parents we have don't understand even a smartphone other than watching YouTube, TikTok mostly now. Now you tell them I can earn on the phone online, seated at home. It will be very difficult. That is why
I actually found it hard to explain to my dad what markets are. Okay. I told him, Dad, you know what? I asked Dad, what was your father's occupation? He was like, he was a
Asking your
industrialist. And I was like, how many are you in the family? That we are 10. What is your occupation? I'm an engineer. And your brothers and sisters are so-and-so all have different occupations. So how do you believe that I'm going to follow? Do you know the one I'm going to take? How sure are you that the one I'm doing is not the same thing I'm supposed to be doing?
Yeah.
Okay. So like I would say, parents should learn to interest their or be supportive. As long as if you as a parent, the child takes interest into doing something, try to investigate. How safe is it? So that it does not cause moral decay.
Who is doing the investigation? The parent.
A parent as a guardian, you should look into what the child is doing. Okay, if it is safe, if it is not safe, maybe his approach is out of excitement. Try to guide by showing him the right people who can actually guide him. Other than letting them go their way of searching information everywhere. Because there is a lot of risk in the market that people will get the half-baked information. By the time they realize they have lost a lot of money. Yeah. Or you can go the hard way of looking for the right information, and that doesn't come cheap sometimes. And after that, then the child can look at investing later. Okay, like her mother interested her into looking into the markets and learning it, but also continued to give guidance. Okay, you can look into this. You look into this. Wherever they failed, I think things were not so straight
in the beginning.
With her, still like guiding her, but still she will look for information kept with his guidance, because it's always hard for a parent to teach. Believe me, it's like telling your dad, even if he loves you, to teach you how to drive, you leave the vehicle, everyone arguing. That's why you tell you go to a driving school. Yeah, because the other person will be soft with you. Because you do a mistake, I slap you.
Yeah, Mr. Julius, for me, I believe we need. There is a big gap, and in knowledge. Right now, the youths are getting much faster information compared to our parents. And I'm seeing some traders are trying to put awareness onto this, going to these local media channels like television, to at least to bring out awareness. When a parent sees that,
like what BrokeFi is doing.
Yeah, like we have visited several channels. We've visited. I'm seeing Vidola recently was on different channels and media channels, at least to give parents awareness. You know, few parents are what you watch even YouTube. So when you go on a TV and then the parent sees, I mean, you tell him or her about this thing which he watched unknowingly, then you'll be, hey, ebintu ebyo nabirabako ebintu ebyo byogamba naye si bya kibbi.
Ate n'ekirala, you really find in developed countries, parents interest their children to understand investment.
Yeah.
And you can't do investment without understanding the money market. Actually, you'll meet more scams if you are not educated about the money market and investment environments. Now, educating a child, like he says, okay, about this, it prepares this child later on to know what exactly a bonus. If I want to borrow a loan, you don't just borrow a loan at the month. Otherwise, you'll be cheated. You remember a police officer who shot at an Indian at Parliamentary Avenue, okay? Lack of financial knowledge.
He borrowed money.
He borrowed money. Let me give an example. He borrowed the 2 million. His salary was 300,000, okay? So if they chopped off the 300, he would be having a balance of 1.7. Not so. But not understanding the terms he signed, the terms were saying that each month, it accrues to a new loan. The balance becomes a new loan, accruing with the same interest. Meaning that you were calculating you had 1.7, but it has now 1.7 with a percentage of interest. So this guy is short
because he was
being cheated.
But the money was just in reason.
But that's what he signed for.
And so many people are borrowing without knowing the terms.
Yes.
They don't know
why all this information is not.
Then if you want to make an argument that this is maybe is not in your interest or in the interest of the public to be taxed like this on interest, then you put a claim, but you don't know where even to put a claim. Okay, because you've shielded yourself in history and looking after the farm at home for your parents. The parents have resorted to using these children as slaves to help them reduce on the expenditure when they are back at school, from school, okay? Not knowing that if you use this time, instead interest the child on how to make money and add on what you are making, instead of making them relieve your expenditure by actually, you put all the housemaids, the house workers, so that the children can do this particular job, so you save. Okay, you get my point. It will be exactly. You should interest your children in things that can bring in an income. Teach them how to make money, not how to save money by using your energy. You get my point?
Yeah, I understand.
But you know, the thing is also that whole going to school, the traditional way we were brought up, it's seen as the safety. You know, as long as you have a degree, as long as you have, you know, these masters or PhD, you can't fail to get a job. But looking at the unemployment rate in Uganda, you can have those papers and fail to get a job.
True.
You know? So they see it as safety, which is why when you say you want to get into this Forex thing, they're like gambling.
It's because they call it a gamble. And I've seen someone who says, a child will say, but you're saying that education is the key. But my brother is saying something different. And he said, no, why is your brother not employed? He said, because I don't know. And then the teacher said that, does he know anyone? He says, no, he doesn't know anyone. That's why he's not employed. Because in today's government or environment, you have to know someone.
You know, the brother said it's you know not what you know.
Okay, so let's now bring this discussion of young children or the vacuous with Forex trading to the end. But before we bring it to the end, I want to get your view. Like, can trading genuinely replace traditional career? Or is it only sustainable when combined with formal education?
It can
Do I have to combine it with formal education? Why? Even if I
Formal
do,
career, like another.
like engineers,
Like doctor.
like doctors,
Okay.
do you think
Mm.
is it worthy to replace the formal career, or maybe I need to combine it with that formal career?
Where it depends where you want to concentrate. Because forex trading itself can provide as much income as any other profession. It's not all about replacing. Some people can multitask. Okay. Because one, in the other aspect of professions, you have to work. You're selling your time. Okay, to earn. Here in the forex, you actually invest, okay, use your resources to make a profit. You're not selling your time. Actually, your time works best for you. Now, I believe it's not a replacement for any other profession, okay, but it can concurrently move with other professions. I've seen doctors who are still practicing, okay, and actually trading. It depends on which style, because forex trading has different styles of approach. Okay, so some people are intraday, some people are swing traders.
Some are even.
Because trading is quite wide. We can trade stocks, you can trade bonds, you can trade the currency market.
Yeah.
So it depends which area you want to do what to trade. Trading is not only in the candles of forex trading,
Sure.
as they hear, because we have stock markets, we have bond markets, we have or equity markets. All these avenues, someone can choose where they best want to invest and still trading.
Okay.
Actually, Mr. Julius, for me, I believe it is a business, and the good thing that it is, as is said, that it is not time-based, it is a skill-based. Like you're not selling. It's not that you're glued on the charts or on the computer. I have to be here. That freedom that you can do it anywhere. You can be a lecturer. I've seen one of my clients who gave me his child. He's a lecturer. He gave me even the student. He's a lecturer. You understand? So they are both lecturers, the father and the son. And then they are trading. Understand? So being that trading flees your time, it is like a side hustle. I won't say it's a side hustle, but it can be done as a side business, as you having a shop, but it is you controlling that shop. And you can do it anytime, but also it can stand alone. It can be, it can substitute your career, because the career, it depends on what career. If you want to be a doctor, how long will it take you to be a doctor and to earn from it? And how long will it take you to earn from trading? That is, you should compare. And how much are you going to spend? What is the cost? Because there is a cost to becoming an engineer, to becoming a doctor. Can you manage trading versus can you manage engineering? So I believe trading can be for everyone compared to being a doctor.
Can you repeat that? Trading can be for everyone.
Can be for everyone compared for being a doctor.
Being a doctor. Yeah. Meaning, being a doctor can't be for everyone.
Can't be.
But trading can
be for everyone. Yeah. You can be very good at math and then be a good trader. You can be very good at, very bad at chemistry, whatever, biology, and be a good trader. But you can't be a doctor when you're bad at.
This guy trained his child to play chess. They are chess, how do you call them? Chess pieces.
Yeah.
Chess pieces that actually can move any side. V formation, I formation, L formation, vertically, horizontally. And that is called a what? Queen. Queen or hip. But I was asking him. It's a queen. Now, in the industry of professionalism, forex trading is actually a queen.
Yeah.
Okay? It's a queen. It can do, anyone can do it. Okay? That's why I've told you I've seen lecturers coming to learn trading. I recently called a lecturer. I was driving a Mazda and I wanted to test whether he was still trading. I told him, hey, how are you? It's been a long time. Could you pay my fuel? I'm at a gas station. Can I give you my chat number? He said, oh, Mwalimu, I really have to pay that. I took fuel and I sent him and he paid immediately. I asked him, where did you get the money yet you were in the lecture room? He was like, no, I had trades. I'm holding on to trades and they're running in $700, but I'm in class, but I can still wire the money. Now, I want to give you an example. This guy is making money while he's also doing the other work, waiting for salary.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
So it's not bad to have something you can do if you're quota. Now, I'll give you an example. When lockdown came, where was the doctor working? Where was the engineer going? And where was the lecturer earning from?
Nowhere.
Where was the taxi driver working from?
Nowhere.
You get my point? Actually,
only essential workers. Actually, that's when I came to realize that I'm not an essential worker.
Yes. I was lucky that the only piece on the chessboard was the queen. It was the Forex trading.
And it was the best.
Exactly. I stayed earning in lockdown. I didn't even feel the stress of food and money in lockdown. Okay. As soon as I came out of lockdown, I traded with some individual and I got a vehicle. I didn't purchase a vehicle. Now, one thing I would look at is if you do something that is universally, because tomorrow you don't know, we have seen Ukraine getting into war and you're going into another country as a refugee. Where are you going to practice engineer construction there? You're not qualified, you don't have a license to work there. You get my point? You're going to be hand-tied if you don't have a skill set that you can sit in your own room with your little money and make some money. Tomorrow you're going to be bedridden. I've seen a gentleman who got an accident and he could not move, his foot got cut off. Okay? Now he's in the room, he's looking at kids of 5, 6, 7 years and a wife who never had a job. So what do you do? If you never had a skill and you said, Mia, you want a profession, I'm a doctor.
Someone had that story. That is John Odong. It's on YouTube. He had an accident and they cut off his legs. But that's when he started Forex trading. And guess what?
Exactly.
He's making it.
Exactly.
He's making it.
I've trained a gentleman. You remember? I don't know whether you were at this where Rashida used to be. Itawas. There was the gentleman who never had both legs.
I think that's the guy.
I remember giving him some training guidance.
That's the guy.
Yes, Odong.
That is he.
Yes, and he told me that it was a truck, on a heavy road.
He's the guy
who that chopped off his leg, and he's on the street begging. And at 3, he comes to Forex trading, and I have to attend to him and the other group. I was actually moved by the zeal he had to do Forex trading. But now if he has mastered, I have not followed where he is now. I'm sure he must be doing something of the sort. But I can tell you that either today or tomorrow something may happen. And you have no way of actually doing any job because no one would actually give you a job if he sees you are. I think Balimwezo is lucky because he asked you how many of you can afford a 70 million leg? If your leg is for him? Okay. Now he walks, if he never should remove that leg, no one would know you.
Oh, of course, you didn't want to this campaign that you was late.
That's when I also knew that he was he got an accident.
Yeah.
That sorry for him, but that is the situation where we are now. How many can afford such kind of treatment?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think trading can also replace the job professions and careers that we see now. Because even aside from just mainly doing Forex trading, you can monetize that skill and create other streams of income. Like, for example, mentorship, teaching others. If you have the credibility to teach, copy trading, providing signals, consultation, and then you find that all these are able to give you a steady income.
Yeah.
So I think it can be
Actually,
able to
people
take over.
don't know that trading is a business in nature. Leave alone just trading. I always tell people, and my students,
I have seen by the way, Forex traders, they are the highly paid.
yeah.
So I have seen Bank of Africa announcing they needed a Forex trader to manage funds.
Bank of Africa.
Yeah, Bank of Africa here, Kampala, looking for a trader who can manage finances and Forex markets, guide and inform the market, inform the bank, because it requires the investment knowledge. Now, down at in Hoima, where I come from, there is an oil company. Okay, tomorrow they need someone who understands the Forex market flow.
Yeah.
Okay, money flow, to guide them and advise on when to sell. Because you are they're going to sell the oil at a cheaper rate when tomorrow the price would have been at a higher rate. So they need you to guide them that, if you hold on today or for this week, you'll get a better price for your products tomorrow or next week or two. And that's what is happening in the coffee market. Okay? People are just selling anyhow. I've been in Choteta where people are actually selling seedlings. When coffee has just started.
Yeah, like flower.
No, they have just started actually
like budding.
They sell it at that level.
Yeah.
And by the time the thing
batunda chimwe
bwetukiina busigo buno bulinga obutula so atunda obutula. When time comes and the thing has grown bigger and the orange and where it could have fetched a lot of money, they give him on an acre 8 million where he would have fetched actually 19 million. And he can't more, because now he's doing on a futures contract. Now people don't know that they're actually doing Forex trading before.
They don't know even
without the knowledge.
What is futures.
Now, on a futures contract is where you have signed a contract that I'm selling you my coffee at a Butura level. Okay? By the time it comes to harvesting, at the price we had was the other one. Where so it's your loss, not the buyer's loss.
Yes.
So if you want me to be the loss, carry the burden of making sure that they come up to the harvesting level. You get it? So even also here in the fuel sector, petrol stations do the same thing. You make an oil pre-order and pay and get the oil after paying. Even the vehicles we drive here, before they come to the bond, you have to pay to Japan before you even go to pick the vehicle.
That is the feature.
So by the time the vehicle comes to Kampala and it's less, it's the loss of the buyer.
True. So
if it's already high, twice the price is the loss of the seller.
Yeah.
You get it? So there is already involvement of what Forex trading or markets in the system without them knowing.
True. They are. That's why I said, like, if you start looking to the Forex market, there is that nation we are Forex traders. That is why people are limited. They are just looking at the candles, GU, whatever. But if you're looking to markets, then you understand.
Sure, I'm not a Forex trader. I'm a financial analyst. I can analyze anything as long as it.
Are you working for any bank? Are you working for any bank?
No. I'm not working for any bank. Yes, I told you now. The bank was actually looking for yours.
They are looking for market analysts. They call them market analysts, but
now, they wanted one thing for you to have at least attained a degree in financial literacy or something like that. Now, I would say any parent interests your children to do this. Okay? If I'm targeting to have a job with Bank of Africa, I would go back to the university, just like Bobby Wine. Went back. Now he's in parliament. He was previously just an artist. Now that he's in parliament, where it needs him to interpret the law, he goes to LDC to study law. Because now he's studying something he needs. Not me studying history, that I come here and begin selling medicine and selling rice, which I didn't interest myself in agriculture.
True.
Now, as we talk of profits, of how Forex trading is profitable to traders, someone now has become profitable they have got profits, they have got money. Let's talk of something that has been going around in a very few minutes, that has been going around on social media. That is building a house and reinvesting your profits. As a Forex trader, what should come first?
Definitely.
This,
Forex
do you mean
what
profits coming from Forex markets?
Anywhere. But now I'm talking to Forex
as a
traders.
Forex trader. So
As a Forex trader.
let's assume the profits are coming from
Yes.
Forex trading.
Yeah.
So I think you should definitely first reinvest, because as a professional trader, the goal is to build trading capital. And if you're to weigh the two, buying a house and reinvesting into your trading account, unless you're building that house for someone else to live in, like you rent it out to them, if you're building it to live in it yourself, you are just increasing liabilities, bills to pay. Had you rather reinvested it in your trading account to build, on your capital, you would find that you would have even doubled that investment maybe in a year.
If I'm to
Compared to-
reinvest, I
if you're to
reinvest my
reinvest
accounts.
into your trading account, you could find that by the end of the year, or even by the end of the month, depending on your returns as a trader, you have doubled that investment. Compared to going to build a house that is just going to need water bills, power bills, the askari, the what, then they break in, they steal from you, your TV,
Think of the regrets that could come up after losing this money.
Now, I mean, if you look at it from both ways, both investments are risky.
Okay.
But as a Forex trader, the goal is to build trading capital. If you want to become a professional trader. So maybe unless if you're careless, that means you're not professional and you lose all the money, then that is on you as yourself, because that goes down to poor risk management. But now, building a house, unless you're renting it out, which is also another way to invest, would also be a wise option. But
Yeah.
me, I'm for reinvesting.
Actually, there is one of the most best-selling book, Rich Dad Poor Dad. Actually, his concept was building assets versus liabilities. I think that is the basic thing. When you're starting and getting money in life, at least try to build businesses, something which can bring you income. Someone said, "Otro tusobola olinda, but olubuto terulinda." You can negotiate with the hunger, but you can negotiate with sleep. I can sleep here.
Anywhere.
Yeah, and then the day goes by. So, but in actual sense, it is at least first build yourself. First consolidate your income. Waliwo agamba nti enjala ekulumira mu nju yo nga tekulumidde muzigo, but no kubeera mu nju. People are selling their houses to get capital. So, but all in all, there is no specific way or specific thing, but I believe income is better than having a liability, because
Someone actually was sorry to cut you short. I was coming from Iganga yesterday on a business trip with a colleague, and we were on a project trying to help fundraising for a certain NGO. So we were writing them a project so that they can get funding. So now we're back. He asked me a question, but Scott, what do you think if I could buy a house this side towards Mukono? Okay, get a land and buy a house and build a house and actually start moving from here to Kampala as long as I have a place to sleep. And I asked him, building house is not bad, but the point is where? You're considering building a house in a cheaper area because it is cheaper there and there's still free land. Fine Mukono, but your office is in Entebbe or Kampala. Okay? You're going to construct this house, and tomorrow I'm going to find you living this house for
rent
at a cheaper cost because it's very far. And you go again to rent a house in Kampala because your job is highly demanding. Okay? So I told him, I would think best is find where you can invest this money. Okay? If it can raise you, even if it raises you $500 per week, you'll have $2,000 every month. Which house would you rent that can give you that money? Which house that you're sleeping in right now? Don't you have a house you're sleeping in that I do have? How much is your rent? And he told me it's only 500. And I asked him, how much does it pay you to sleep there? Okay. So at the end of it all, people who actually think of building a house, okay, have stabilized their finances. Some people consider relieving themselves from the burden of rent, okay? All right? But it's only because their finances are very poor. But if you can concentrate on elevating these incomes, okay, and to surpass your expenditure, that should be the protocol. You have to sit down and calculate how much do I spend every month. Okay, if my expenditure is 1.5 million, then I can't settle for a job that gives me 700,000. I need to find something. That's why in the developed countries you find people having more than one job. Okay, they have a day here and
expenses.
Yes, exactly, because you have to have something.
They have to match the expenses, and maybe
they have to surpass their expenses. There is a time when someone asked me, "Do you have a bank account?" I told him no, and he was like, "Why?" Because my expenditures are still bigger than my income. So what do I save?
We are like the government.
You get it?
Africa.
Let me tell you, even if you save today, you're just saving to spend.
Yeah.
You're not saving to invest. Unless you work out on something. That's why I fired my boss. And I told him, by the way, when he came back 1 year later, all right, to increase my salary to attract me or to interest me to go back to the job, I called him and I told him, you come and we sit together. And I asked him, now, this is my income. I'm making 20 million a month. I share it with my partner and I keep 10. Okay? You were calling me back to add 400, just 200 on my 400 you paid me earlier. Why I left your job is because I wanted to grow out of the rat race, making sure that my expenditures don't actually supersede my income.
Okay.
Am I clear? So even if you call me today, there is no way you can afford me. You can't afford me. Now, the whole thing is know your expenditures. Okay? And the biggest person you have to fight is you, not anyone else. I can't compare myself to Bashir because his problems are not my problems. You get my point?
Actually, Mr. I believe people, the mindset we have like Africans is like,
Get a house.
Because we are uncertain of the future. We have the fear for the future. But if you want to work out your future, I know, yes, Mr.
Omusajja yenna bagamba obwavu mpologoma sicho. Bw'oteerwa nakeekulya. To every man, I wouldn't advise you to construct a house before you're 40 years. Because literally you're going to sell that house.
If you don't have the...
Trust me, ogenda gitunda. Kasa wanga tonaweza emyaka anaija egigamba kati nkaddi empeddeyo.
Kyasobola kakana.
Ennyumba yogenda gitunda. Tujja kusanga. Yazimba ntebe tugenda.
Precisely, you are saying it's very better for someone to reinvest their profit.
To look at the investment portfolios that are available than constructing a house. Unless you're constructing a house for commercial purposes.
Unless you have
yes, like
income.
Like she says, I'm constructing for rentals. Am I clear?
Yes.
I've been with a guy. Let me tell you, I had a mentor who had rentals on just where there is a railway line below the Mandela Stadium. Anywhere you get it. And this guy was renting a house. We were paying where we used to teach our students at 1 million. Okay? And I asked the same question. Why don't you construct a house? Why are you renting when you have rentals? He told me no. I look at the income that I get from the rentals, okay, to facilitate and fill my trading account. Even if I make a loss today, I know at least I have where I'm going to get some little money to come back to the trading account. That would be a very good idea if you are going into construction. And today, if this guy trades and he makes $6,000 in a single day, okay, Now, he can construct as many houses as he wants. He can sleep everywhere he wants. You get my point? Because by the time you're thinking about all this investment or building a house, are you sleeping in the bush?
You're ready.
Omusajja yenna buli lw'ofeelinga comfortable nga tolina kikugoba, you become stupid.
Omusajja yenna lw'ofeelinga comfortable nga tolina kikugoba wabeera stupid. Every man who settles for less, you become stupid. At that very point, I bring this podcast to the end. It was very, very hot, so much interesting. Now, as Forex traders, you've made profits. In the next episode, we are going to see where should this money or these profits you've made should be invested. We have been advised that we should not construct houses before we do investments. So in the next episode, please watch out and see where should you invest your money. Thank you so much. My name is Julius Kamkama. Thank you for watching. I wish you a very nice evening.